how's everyone doing today? It's Heisennburgg. So today I thought I would cover something a little more performance friendly for everybody. I'm going to be covering Vision ENB, which is for low to mid-ranged PCs. I haven't tried this ENB out since I first started modding Skyrim about 8 months ago, so it's been quite a while. I haven't tried the new updated version, so yeah, apparently it was updated on the 13th of March, so I'm pretty excited to try it out. So I'm thinking people with the lower ranged PCs are going to be kind of happy to see an ENB covered more for their PC, because lately I've been covering a lot of mostly just high-end ENB videos, and I apologize for that. I didn't really realize I was doing that. So I guess we can go ahead and get started. I'll have a link for you in the description, unless you're already on the page, so you can go ahead and click that. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll all the way down to where it says installation, right under this, the picture of this book right here. And it says it uses the 262 binary. So right here, where it has the blue link, we're going to right click on it, and we're going to click open link in new tab, so it doesn't take us away from this page. And it should immediately take you right to the 262 page, and we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to click this little download arrow. And you're going to need something that manages archives, whether it would be 7-zip or WinRAR or WinZip. Personally, I like WinRAR the best, and I believe all three programs are free. So yeah, make sure you have something that manages archives, otherwise you won't be able to install this correctly. So you should get a pop-up like this once the binary is finished installing, and when you do, you're going to go ahead and hit backspace, and you're going to drag and drop the archive onto your desktop, and we're going to leave that be for a second. I'll come back to that in just a second. And go ahead and close out of ENB dev, because we're not going to need it anymore. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll up to the top of the Vision ENB page, and we're going to click the Files tab. If my internet decides to load today. Alright, so under Main Files, you will see a Vision ENB data folder. You're going to download that with Manager, because those are the data files for the ENB, so you don't have to manually extract them yourself. And then you're going to manually download the Vision ENB 262, Revision 1. Yeah, guys, I don't know if it's Nexus just being Nexus, or if it's really my internet that's being ridiculously slow. Usually archives take like 2 seconds for me to install. Alright, so once you get a pop-up like this for the Vision ENB archive, go ahead and hit backspace and drag and drop it onto your desktop. And real quick, we're going to go to our mod manager, and we're going to activate the Vision ENB data files. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead and activate it and overwrite anything it asks. Just say yes to all. And now we are going to locate our Skyrim folder, and if you use Nexus Mod Manager, an easy way to do that is click this little orange folder here and click Open Game Folder, and it'll take you right to it. But if you're not using Nexus Mod Manager, it will be wherever you installed Steam. So Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and Skyrim. So once you located your Skyrim folder, where Skyrim Launcher and TESV are located, you're in the right place. So we can minimize this for right now. The step I'm about to show you is 100% optional, but I highly recommend that you follow this step, because it will make your life so much easier. So what I'm going to have you do is click on the binary archive, and you're going to right click it, and you're going to click Extract to ENB Series Skyrim 262, and it's basically just going to turn it into a folder, so it makes copying and pasting a lot more easier, because you can't copy and paste by right clicking in an archive, if you can't tell. And then we're going to do the same thing for the Vision ENB archive. Right click, extract to Vision ENB, and if you decided to do that step, you can go ahead and delete the 2 leftover archives. And now we are going to open up our Skyrim folder, the one that we just located. and we're going to open up the ENB series 262 folder, and you will see the Injector version and the wrapper version. 99% of people will be using the wrapper version. Injector version, I believe, is like Optimus. It's Optimus something. For some reason I want to say Optimus Prime, but I know that's not right. It's Optimus something. That's who has to use Injector version. So go ahead and click wrapper version, and you're only going to be copying one file out of here, and that's the d3d9.dll file. So go ahead and right click and copy that, and then paste it into your Skyrim folder. And we can close out of there because we're pretty much done with the binary folder. So now we can open up the True Vision ENB folder, and you will see 3 folders. You'll see a data folder, optional effects, and presets. We are going to simply ignore the data folder because we downloaded that with Manager at the beginning of the video. So go ahead and click the presets folder, and you will see some more options. You will see cinematic, filmic, natural, and performance. I'm going to go ahead and open up natural, and what we're going to do, well, you're going to have to click this anyway because these are the main files for the ENB. You're going to highlight every single one of the files in here, and you're going to right click and you're going to copy them, and then you are going to paste them in your Skyrim folder. And if you wanted to, you could download one of these options here. I'm going to download the full graphics mode. And if you wanted to do any of these other options like extreme performance, you would just paste the file into your Skyrim folder and copy and replace what it asks you to copy and replace. It's the same thing for any of these. If you wanted to do the cinematic option, you could highlight them and copy and replace. But yeah guys, it's really the same thing for all of these options. Optional effects, you know, you could mess with this if you want to, but I'm not going to. And again, you don't need to worry about the data folder. So the ENB is pretty much installed now. We're just going to have to tweak a couple INI settings first. And to locate our INI files, you click Documents, My Games, and Skyrim, and you will see Skyrim.ini and SkyrimPrefs.ini. But some people may not be able to see the .ini at the end of it. That's completely fine. Your operating system just chooses to hide it. And I made a previous tutorial on how to reveal file extensions. So if it does not say .ini at the end of it, it's still the same thing. So don't worry, okay? So go ahead and click your SkyrimPrefs.ini, and we can go ahead and open that up because we're going to have to tweak some files in here. And I'm going to go back to the page to see what files that we have to tweak real quick. Alright, so the first setting is bFloat point render target. And this is probably the most important setting that we have to tweak, because if you don't set it to 1, half of your screen will be black and the ENB will not work at all. So an easy way to do this, so you don't have to shuffle through a shit ton of options, you can go Control-C and that copies it, and then go back to Notepad, Control-F to find it, and then Control-V to paste it, and click Find Next. And it'll find it for you, and mine already equals 1, so we can go ahead and edit the next setting. So Control-C, Control-F, and Control-V. And mine already equals 1, so we can go ahead and go to the next one. Control-C, Control-F, Control-V. And this last setting is only if you have your shadows set to Ultra in the Skyrim launcher. So if they're not set to Ultra, you can go ahead and leave this setting at whatever it was. I believe the default is 3, but I myself have my shadows set to 3, so I'm going to, have my shadows set to Ultra, so I'm going to set mine to 5. So Control-C, Control-F, and Control-V. Alright, so once you edited your Skyrim prefs, you go up to File and Save, or you can go Control-S. Sorry, I have OCD about this. So, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to edit our ENB local files, which can be located in our Skyrim folder. So again, we're going to locate our Skyrim folder, which is where we copied and pasted all the ENB files out at the beginning of the video. So go ahead and go back to that. And, you will come across a file called ENB local, and it may or may not have .ini at the end of it. If it does not have .ini at the end of it, it is the same thing as if it did have .ini at the end of it, okay? I can't stress that enough. I know it can be confusing, but it's the same thing, I promise. So go ahead and open that up. And the only two settings we have to worry about in here are reserved memory size MB and video memory size MB. Reserved memory size MB, I always put mine at 512 because I have 3 gigabytes of VRAM. But if you have less than 3 gigabytes, you can either do 256 or 128. And video memory size MB is how much VRAM your system has. And like I just said, I have 3 gigabytes, so 3072 would be the correct configuration for that. And if you don't know how much VRAM your system has, you're going to have to look up your specs on your computer and try and figure it out, because it's very important that you get these settings correct. Otherwise the ENB will not, it'll give you hell. Trust and believe me on that. So once you've edited those two settings, file and save it, or Control and S, it does the same thing. And now we are going to go to the Skyrim launcher, which can be found in the Skyrim folder. So go ahead and double click on the Skyrim launcher. And you should get a window that looks something like this. And go ahead and click the options. And where it says anti-aliasing, make sure that's off. And make sure the AF is set to off as well. And once these two settings are set to off, go ahead and click OK. And you can exit that. And since I had to mess around with my load order before installing this ENB, I'm going to go ahead and run loot. But the ENB is pretty much installed now, so after I run loot, we can go in game. Alright guys, so I will see you in game. Hey guys, so once your game gets loaded up, you should get this message in your top left hand corner, and if you do, that means that you installed your binary files correctly, so that's a really good sign. And this yellow message up here tells you if you press Shift Enter, it'll bring up this little GUI menu right here, and this basically just lets you tweak the ENB a little further than you could in the actual menu in your Skyrim folder. So if you want to mess around with this stuff for performance reasons, you can, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's just something to know. And if you press the star pad on the star key on your number pad, it'll tell you your frames per second in the top left hand corner. So that's a cool little feature if you don't have a frames per second counter. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up my game now. Alright guys, and as you can see, the ENB is loaded up. If you press Shift and F12, it'll put it back in vanilla Skyrim for if you wanted to do comparison shots or whatever. And Shift F12 will put you back in the ENB. I'm gonna go ahead and go outside just so you guys can see real quick. Hopefully I don't crash. I think I say that in every video. I hope I don't crash. The struggle is real. Alright guys, so yeah, this is what True Vision looks like. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is for lower end PCs. So yeah, I mean, I think it's cool, but yeah, if you had any problems with your installation or something, if you couldn't get this up and running, just leave me a comment or send me a message and I'll help you in the best way that I can. If you have an ENB that you would like me to show you how to install, just leave me a comment or send me a message and I'll be sure to get to that. So yeah, this is Heisennburgg and I'll see you guys in the next one.